Hi, everyone. I'm Ryan Lathan with Fort Worth Opera, and I'm here with Grammy Award winner Donnie Ray Albert, one of the stars of our upcoming world premiere Zoom opera, Bernadette's Cozy Book Nook. How are you?
I am doing very well, and I trust that your audience is doing well also.
I hope so as well. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, I have a few questions for you. Virtual opera is a relatively new medium for most artists in opera and theater in this business. Was this your first experience being a part of a production like this? And do you have any favorite moments from the whole filming process?
I would say that yes, this is the process of recording this as an opera and doing it as an opera was my first time ever doing anything. The only other Zoom experience where I actually had to tape myself and send it in to someone who was going to edit it and put it together was the purple robe of Miss Heaston down here in Houston,
Oh,
who did a Lift Every Voice and Sing with all black opera singers.
I saw that.
It was Roland Carter's arrangement of that dynamic piece. And she asked me to do it like the Saturday. I was in the process of flying somewhere on that Friday, and she said, I need you to do this to tomorrow, and I need it by Sunday. Said, I had no earthly clue how to do it. She sent me the tape of the music and the conductor, a visual of what the conductor was doing, and I had to do it. I stayed up until about 2 o'clock in the morning, re-editing myself and retaping myself on my cell phone in order to send it in, and it was due by that Monday, I believe. So it was a short thing. To do this opera like to have almost I think we did it in 3 or 4 weeks. It felt like a month to learn it, to do the rehearsals of it, and then to try to start putting it together. It was an interesting process because, as you know, we had the producer, we had the director who was, and the conductor. Everybody was in a different place. So that was shocking in and of itself. And we had to set up our own studio. We had to act according to our character, my character being Larry. I had to, well, I was always in a somber mood because I had just lost my wife. So to get it together, it wasn't tedious in any way. I just had to make sure that everything looked the same every time we did a take.
Mhm.
And I had to make sure that I was in the same position and we weren't out of position. And knowing the music, and it was great music. That was the stimulating process. You just wanted to sing it well and do it well. We knew that we couldn't act too much outside of that framework of what was on the video on our cameras, our telephone cameras. So yeah, it was challenging to that point because I had never done it before other than doing the video for the Lift Every Voice project. Uh, and my church asked me to do something for the male chorus, and they put something together with our male chorus, and that was the only other thing. It's just listening to the music and trying to make sure that you're syncing well with what your voice part is. With the opera, it's reacting to each character and what they're saying and knowing what they're saying. So that's a little bit different. We were challenged to a certain degree.
Throughout your career, you have embodied comedic characters like Basilio and Falstaff, but Larry is a little bit of a detour from roles you're most famously known for. What was your favorite part of playing this new character, and what can audiences expect from a Zoom opera?
Well, my favorite part was definitely singing the music because I kept thinking, he wrote some very, Joe Illick wrote
That
some
was
very
great. Yeah.
moments in this opera, and it appeals to the soul. If you're watching it, you capture each one of the attitudes of the characters, and you think about what they are singing, and you know the words. You find the words to be um not challenging, but intellectually, from each character. There's something about them that you may identify with if you've experienced anything in your life. And then those of us who are my age and older dealing with the internet and wanting to make sure that you're in the right thing and you're touching the right buttons. Oh, I think the audience will, if they, so many people are in, especially the younger generation, they're into the whole idea of doing the computer thing. They're doing the Twitter and all of that. And opera has moved in that direction in a lot of ways in order to get audiences, to be appealing to the audiences, the new audiences, to get new audiences to come.
Right.
That's most important to me. I mean, I feel that I've done a lot of outreach programs during the course of my 45 plus year career in singing. This music is very much today's music, and it's listenable.
Right.
We
Very
can
accessible.
feel what's going on. It's not so far-fetched as to be so contemporary that you don't get a true sense of the harmonic and the melodic values of it. So I loved what Joe did, especially my music. I liked singing the things that I had to sing, you know. Um, I think, what was the last part of your question about the audience?
Just what audiences can expect from, I mean, you're going to be seeing this for the first time pretty soon, but what do you think audiences can expect from a Zoom opera like this? I know that everything was recorded separately and it looks like Zoom, even though it's not Zoom, because that would be technically impossible, the way for everybody to be singing on top of one another, you know. But what do you think audiences can expect?
I think that today's audience it brings me back to the first time that we started watching PBS productions of opera, when PBS brought it to the forefront, or to go back even farther to watch the Leonard Bernstein programs on Sunday afternoons in black and white, or the Goodyear Hour. That's my generation in the 50s when we had black and white television and only three channels to watch, maybe. So now you have,
We have too many channels now, to be honest with you, and then you have too much to choose from. So
but the good channels that we classically trained musicians, other than watching all of the pop culture stuff that's out there and all of the musical things that are on video. I mean, that's now on television. Uh, I think to have a program like PBS, this is the type of thing that I would have watched on PBS. Definitely, that's having worked for as an informal performance artist in Washington D.C. and being sponsored by the National Endowment for the Arts and doing performances all over the city, to know that audiences really, once you get out into the community and show them what it is your art form is like, they begin to want to watch. They
right.
want to see you. We build audiences based on our ability to go out into the community, into nursing homes, into hospitals. We're like athletes in some way, even though we don't get paid like athletes.
Right.
we we are like them in so many ways because we have to stay conditioned. We have to on our vocal game, our physical game of acting. A lot of directors, I've heard some directors say that singers don't act, opera singers don't act, to be specific. And that's so far away from the norm because we act to the music that we're given, and accordingly, and beyond that, we still have to stay in line with characters of paying attention to what the other singers are doing, and we have to learn what they're saying too in different languages. So, there's always something adding to the process. This opera, Bernadette's Cozy Book Nook, is in English, our English. And you have a cast of phenomenal singers doing it. There are only five of us. We don't have a chorus. So we are our own chorus. So
Right.
we do have moments where we relate to each other during the course of the opera. So yes, I think the audiences will. It's appealing to the audiences who will tune in. I think it should go farther than just that. I wish we could. The more I did it, the more we sat through the process of putting it together, I kept thinking to myself, we could have done this in a theater round
Hmm.
situation. And I've done so many different productions in different opera houses around the world where every now and then I've worked with directors and producers that come up with unique concepts.
Hmm.
I just finished doing the Twilight Gods uh, car garage thing with Michigan Opera Theater, where 8 cars at a time drove by each scene that we were doing in a parking garage. Now in Detroit at that time of year, it was getting cold, so I don't think I'd want to do it too many times. I would like for it to be warmer. We were in costume, but it was still outdoors. So uh, there are all types of directors now who are coming up with unique ideas. And for Fort Worth Opera to produce this at this time, given what we as artists have lost, there's so many artists who are suffering right now because of the loss of jobs that, just like everybody else who are, the engineers and the technical people in the world, the stage hands, the orchestra members. So many jobs have been lost during this pandemic, and we are in the entertainment field. So it's always figured that we're not the top tier people that anybody considers to. We don't really need you. We're not needed people. But we are.
Crazy. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, because in our hurtful society, in our hurtful world, and our when we are experiencing sadness, defeat, anger, uh, voting and not voting, and this and that, we seek uh, not only the church for a higher value of prominence to give us some sense of hope. We depend on the arts also to give us some sense of relief from an otherwise painful, distressful day, or dealing with these things in a broader sense worldwide. So we've had a whole lot of things to deal with during the course of the past since March of 2020. And going into 2021, we look for a brighter day ahead, and hope springs eternal.
Right.
And opera also shows us towards the end that hope springs eternal, despite the fact that uh, we're not able to go through our conflicts of reading this book online and feeling, the more we read, got into it, the tensions started to build up. So, and that's what it is about my character. My character comes up in that old saying, can't we all just get along?
Mm-hmm.
Can't we all agree to disagree without arguing or fighting to the extent where we hate each other and we'll never see each other again? And we hold grudges. There's no forgiveness to be found. Whereas Larry comes along towards the end to sort of solidify the fact that we are all one and that we need to have more love and hope in our lives, and agreeing. So that's a wonderful thing that I loved about Larry, my character.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. It was one, it was really nice to meet you. And two, it was just great speaking with you. So thank you.
My
Um, don't miss the amazing Donnie Ray Albert in Bernadette's Cozy Book Nook, January 14th through the 24th. Visit fwopera.org and get your tickets today.